Right. Welcome today. Yeah, panenge pakaipa. It looks like makus arukuramba achienderera mberi, and I see that in early January 2026, Burkina Faso security forces announced they had foiled a coup attempt aimed at overthrowing the government of Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Several suspects, including individuals linked to former President Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba, were arrested amid a tense security environment in the capital, Ouagadougou. Authorities say the plot was uncovered before it could destabilize the government's hold to power. So the event underscores the president's volatility in Burkina Faso's political landscape, where military intervention in politics has been a recurrent phenomenon since independence. So, to understand the significance of this latest incident, the broader trajectories of coups in Africa, we need to look at both the historical patterns and recent coups across the continent. Yeah, pakaipa makuza aya anenge ari kunyanya chaizvo. So, if you look, I'm gonna go through the historical setup of coups in Africa. So, in 1966, a coup in the Upper Volta, first military takeover, occurred in January 1966 when the army forced President Maurice Yemogo to resign amid popular unrest, establishing long-term military influence in politics. Yeah, Pakato shut up. 1980, Colonel Saye Zebra overthrew Sengole Lamazana, maintaining the pattern of coups, replacing one military leader with another. 1982, junior officers under Gabriel Someruene ousted Zebro. 1983, coup, the revolutionary figure Thomas Sankara came to power in a dramatic takeover that briefly shifted Burkina Faso toward racial form. 1987, Captain Blaise Compaoré overthrew and killed Sankara, ushering in his long tenure. Now the recent coups. January 2022, the military ousted President Roch-Marc Christian Kabore amid rising jihadist violence, installing Lieutenant Colonel Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba. Ndiye akazotorerwa manje na Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Now, in September 2022, Damiba himself was removed by Captain Ibrahim Traoré over perceived mishandling of security and continued instability. Ndiye akutorerwa manje nezuro uno na akutora futi kudzoka because he's living now in Togo in exile. Saka akutuma vanhu kuna Ibrahim Traoré kuti vanomubvisa futi. So ndo pakaipa ipapa pari kuratidza kuti dzinenge dzakasosa iko zvino. So these events created a de facto pattern of recurring military interventions in government formations, often justified by leaders as necessary responses to security crises, especially jihadist insurgencies in Sahel. The 2026 failed coup fits into the broader context of President political instability. Right. We have other coups, military takeovers that have taken place in other countries, like, for example, Mali, Chad, Guinea, Sudan, Burkina Faso, of course, Niger, Niger, Gabon, Guinea-Bissau, and in Southern Africa, we know of Zimbabwe, of course, in 2017, and then in Madagascar. So all these are now very common. So can we say that now in Zimbabwe, in other countries, in countries in Africa, coups are now more trusted than elections? You can see here that this is what is actually common. So if we look, Mali, soldiers ousted President Ibrahim Boubacar amid protests over corruption and insecurity, with Colonel Assimi Goïta emerging as a central figure. That is in Mali in 2020. 2021, um, Goïta again seized power from the transitional civilian government after tensions between civilian leaders and the military. Chinhu chika chakunetsa manje. Chinhu chema-coups ichi. Guys, uh, if you have something to say, can you just post it down in the comment section and just maybe discuss with me, guys, to say, are people in Africa now trusting coups than elections? And is this what we are seeing happening? Yeah, so as you can see, why coups are happening, let's just discuss that. While each coup has its own immediate trigger, scholars and analysts identify several common factors: security crisis. So in the Sahel, states like Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, insecurity and jihadist violence have been major catalysts. Armed forces have urged that weak civilian leaderships failed to stem insurgencies, legitimizing military interventions. Yeah, so zvinhu zvakaita sokuti you find kuti um, maleaders anotanga kuita corruption, vachiita amasa wealthy and so on. Now to protect themselves, they end up sticking to power, vachiriga elections, and then ending up not wanting to give up that power. Then vopedzisira vatorerwa nechisimba. This is exactly what's going on in our countries. So in several cases, contested elections, constitutional manipulation, presidential term extensions, and in Guinea, and political stagnations have undermined confidence in civilian government, providing openings for military takeover. Yeah, izvozvo kuti toda kuextenda term yapresident, toda kudi zvinokonzeresa izvozvo ma-coups. Many countries that experience coups are among the world's poorest, with weak institutions, limited economic opportunities, and significant youth discontent, conditions that erode trust in existing political structures. Regional influence and the external actors. Pakatoshata, guys. Regional and continental responses. So recently, you guys, you've seen that the United States is kidnapped, or let's say is arrested Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro in an unprecedented event, and we still, this issue is still in discussion, and we're still getting a lot of responses from people around the world regarding that issue. So, guys, tell me what you think in the comment section regarding the issues of coups in Africa. And will this end